Good morning. So this reading is going to be for Monday, February 26th. I can't believe it's the end of the month. And so I'll just pull cards the way that I normally do to get a little bit about, let's get a little bit about where we were. Let's get where we are. And where we're going. So looking here, bottom of the deck, I'm getting Nine of Wands. I'm not surprised to get this energy. This feels a lot like everything has been going inward. Everybody's been kind of focused more on thoughts than actions. The Nine of Wands does indicate that you're kind of pushing people away. You're keeping somebody at arm's length here. And it may not just be one specific person. It could be multiple people. It's just more or less like I'm in an energy of trying to figure out my next steps. Until I do, I really can't afford any distractions right now. I really can't have anybody else kind of taking up my energy, zapping up my energy, distracting me in some way. And so it's giving you that opportunity to focus on what it is that you're trying to accomplish here. And so when I look at the past and see what's going on there, so Two of Wands, this is about making a decision. This decision is based on a potential that you are seeing. Seven of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. And so this is actually that introspection that I was picking up on. So with the Two of Wands and the Seven of Wands, you really thought it was your best bet to kind of go inward. That Seven of Wands energy indicates that maybe one person, maybe multiple people around you were really just giving you a hard time or questioning all of your decisions, all of your actions, everything that you're trying to accomplish here. And it's like, well, you know what? If I wanted your input, I'd ask. And so since I didn't ask, I'm going to just keep my opinions to myself. I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself, whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish to myself, because that Nine of Pentacles does indicate that you're creating your own growth here. You are trying to manifest your own abundance. And again, I'm seeing this in the past position, but because I'm kind of picking up on that in the current energy, it is this very recent past here. And so when I look at where we are, I'm getting the Two of Swords, Four of Wands, and the Moon. And so the full moon was on Saturday morning, Eastern time, 7:30 a.m. So adjust for your time zone. But what this indicates to me is that the moon is still having some sort of prevalent energy. It was about bringing things to the surface. And so Two of Swords, what I'm picking up here is that prior to this moon, oh, this is interesting. So prior to the full moon, there was a lot of confusion around the direction you wanted to go. You might have had multiple paths to choose between. And so what I love about this is if you look at the moon here and then you look at the moon here, it's almost like you weren't going to get the clarity until that full moon hit. I know for me personally, I was picking that up in just my own personal readings, the daily readings last week. I was getting a lot of this kind of unclear, like you had an idea, but to be able to articulate it and go after it exactly the way that you wanted to just wasn't happening here. But what I love is that this Four of Wands in the center, it's actually centered around the sun. And so things continue to become clear. This moon really brought things to light. And that Four of Wands is what you're trying to achieve. This is that long-term goal. Now, Four of Wands is a marriage card in the tarot, so I'm just going to put that out there, but that's not true for everybody. Not everybody wants that, but it is about finding a reason to celebrate, which would be in alignment with your long-term plan here. And so when I look at the potential outcome, whatever is kind of coming up next, I'm getting the Eight of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and the Death card. And so this is something, momentum's picking up. That's what this is telling me. That Eight of Wands is a very fast-moving energy. This is maybe some sort of communication that's coming in. There's something about this. I'm getting actually downloads from your spirit guides. Downloads mean different things to different people. It could be trying to figure out what your next steps are, and then all of a sudden you hear the lyrics to a song, and that sparks something within you. It triggers something within you to take action in a specific direction. That would be a download. It would be all of a sudden hearing something about whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, or just knowing something right away. So these are all downloads. These are just examples of downloads. And so there's something about this. It's like this quick communication coming in. It does feel spiritual in nature. So if it's not a spirit guide, it could be maybe just somebody around you who's very religious and very spiritual themselves, because you are getting this message from some sort of spiritual person. And Wheel of Fortune and Death, And so this is bringing that transformational change. This is something that is divinely guided. This is something that is meant to be on your path. And so that's really significant in this scenario. So let me get some additional details here. Tell me about the Two of Wands. Okay, and the Seven of Wands. And the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, this makes so much sense. So with the Two of Wands, I'm getting the Tower. And so this was about making that decision to go inside. This Tower is the reason for it. And so it was like this sudden aha moment. This doesn't feel like it was one of those earth-shattering, building collapsing on top of you type of energies. This feels a lot like, you know what? My best course of action here is to do something different. That's what that Tower represents. With the Seven of Wands, the Moon. So this is you really kind of protecting yourself. With that Moon energy, this is all about your emotions. And so really kind of keeping things to yourself, keeping your emotions to yourself, not really putting it out there for whatever reason. I am picking up on some sort of fear that you were afraid that if you actually spoke what it was you were feeling, that it wouldn't be well received. But that's not necessarily the case. That's because it's a fear. And so with the Nine of Pentacles, I am getting the Eight of Swords. So this is that inward reflection. This is something that you did to yourself. This not in a bad way. This is just that self-imposed prison of the mind where you decided to go inside and really figure out on your own what your next steps were going to be. So this is all showing up in the past energy. So let's get more on this current energy. Tell me about the Four of Wands. And the Moon. Okay. So with the Two of Swords, I'm getting the Page of Cups. So really not sure what direction to go in. You wanted this next chapter to start. You had some ideas on where you wanted it to go. But as far as what those actual next steps needed to be in order for you to go down that path, it just wasn't that clear to you prior to the full moon. But that Page of Cups, I mean, this is about going after exactly what it is that you want, communicating exactly what it is that you want from an emotional space, that heart space. And so clarifying the Four of Wands is the Six of Wands. And so a reason to celebrate, and there's a lot of success around it. So whatever it is that you're doing, you're on the right path. If you had any concerns that you weren't on the right path, you're absolutely on the right path. And with this Moon card here, I am getting the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. And so this was something about your daily routines that needed to be addressed. And there was something here, putting things into balance. It's almost like you just had to recenter yourself and do it in multiple areas of your life. It wasn't just one area of your life where this was needed. This was really balancing all the areas of your life. And so that's really the current energy here. So I do like this because there's a lot of success around what it is that you're trying to do right now. And let's see if we can get one card on the Eight of Wands. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune and Death. Wow. Okay, so Eight of Wands, Page of Swords. I mean, this is a lot of communication right here. Pages are messengers. They're all about communication. And specifically when you get into Swords, because Swords is that clear communication. So with the Eight of Wands, Page of Swords, whatever it is, whatever messages you're about to receive, they're going to come in really clearly. You're going to understand exactly what they mean the minute you hear them, the minute you see them. So just keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. With the Wheel of Fortune, I'm getting the Strength card here. And so sometimes going down a new path does require this inner strength. So it's not always going to feel comfortable, but it is meant to go in that direction. You are meant to walk a new path, to start a new journey here. And with the Death card, I'm getting the Five of Pentacles. And so part of what you're leaving behind is this feeling of abandonment, like you're not enough. This feeling of lack is what's coming through with that Five of Pentacles. And so this is something that's changing within you. It has to do with the fact that you are getting these spiritual messages that are encouraging you to go forward in a specific direction. And even if you've had fears in the past around going after exactly what you want, whether the fears were listening to somebody else or it was just something completely internal here, that's what's changing. You're letting go of kind of that lack mentality that you would have had. So this is the reading for Monday. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.